You're most welcome to the Sisters Empowerment Show. Like we've always promised you, we have a number of topics, and today's topic is going to be on parenting. How do we stay with our children peacefully and respectfully at home? But before you hear, we have people that are going to speak to you that are knowledgeable in this area. We welcome Miss Daisy. You're most welcome to this show.
Thank you very much, Lillian, for co-hosting with us.
Yeah, you may introduce yourself before I go to the next.
Our dear viewers, you're most welcome to the Sisters Empowerment Show. I'm called Daisy, your usual co-host with Lillian.
Thank you, Daisy, for turning up. Yes, the second person we've hosted today is
Stella Navasito.
You're most welcome, Stella, to the Sisters Empowerment Show.
Thank you.
Yes, today it is a very interesting topic to all the parents and the children out there. So we are going to really talk about and discuss about issues to do with parenting. How do we stay with them now, given that we are in the COVID situation? A number of things have changed. Of course, we've had a long period of time to stay with the children for those of us that have children that were used to going to school. But now the holiday is a long one. Maybe for some time now there are few that have gone back to school, especially the candidates, for the situation in Uganda. So as we speak, there were a number of issues here and there that we were listening in the media, on radio, about the parents and the children. So what is it that is causing, maybe to start with Miss Daisy and Miss Stella, what is it that is causing parents to want their children to go back to school? Because we've heard some of the parents are complaining about their children. It's a long holiday. They really want to take their children back to school because they are used to the situation of having a break, of the children having a break from home to go to school. Also, some of the children are tired of staying home. So what is it that is actually causing this?
Thank you very much, Lillian. And our dear viewers, before I answer Lillian's question, I want to remind you that we have proud sponsors who are sponsoring this program, and that is St. Daniela Education Services, a nursery and boarding primary school that is situated in Namayumba, and their telephone contact is 0392 003180. And we have our second sponsor.
That is Lien's Bakery, that is located in Namasua, Palazon, Entebbe Road. The contact number is 0754 13 90 and 99. Then we also have Save and Have. It is on Ham Shopping Mall. The contact number is still the same, 0754 13 9099. These ones deal with children's clothes, baby stuff, both boys and girls, and also girls attire for those that are interested in partying, the slayers and all that.
And lastly, of course, behind this beautiful video and camera, we have urban events. In case you have any videography that you want to do, please contact 0759 52 0160. So Lillian, back to your answer. I think one of the things that has made parents want their children after this long post-quarantine holiday to go back to school, to the teachers, is the so-called busy work schedule that parents have. Of course, some have a busy schedule, others pretend to be having a busy schedule. We all know that many parents are working, both formally and informally, and while they are away, they leave the responsibility of their children to the maids, or the so-called maids, but they are called house helps. And because of that, they do not have time to really take on their responsibilities. So during this COVID experience, the lockdown, where parents now were also locked down in their houses together with their children for a long period of time, like I think it was close to 3 months, yeah? So they really got that touch of staying with their children. and hence some of them were busy, but others were not busy, but not ready to take on the responsibility.
So you mean that some parents actually fear to take responsibility of their children
Yes.
while at home?
Yes, because I mean, when you hear parents lamenting over the media, when are the children going back to school, you wonder. The children are supposed to spend the greatest part of their life with their parents. But because they are used to taking them, for example, to boarding schools or day schools for longer hours, and they only come back at home and sleep, and maybe just check around with the house help. Have they eaten? Are they okay? Have they taken their shower? So they've been now exposed to this experience that they're supposed to take on. And because they fear responsibility now, they want the responsibility to go back to the people they've delegated their responsibility to, like the teachers and the house helps, all their relatives.
Oh. Now there is also this aspect of some parents fear to, and they do not actually associate so much with their children, even while they have the little time to spend with them at home. You find a parent just reaches home and gets maybe those that are busy on their laptops. They do not really engage with the children to find out what exactly is happening. I think Miss Stella has what do you think about this idea of parents neglecting the children even when they are at home, and you find that the children, both the parent and the children, do not interact or connect for the parent to really understand their children? What can you say about that?
I think most parents of recent do not really give time to their children. Every time, I think we give the greatest bit of our time to our work and fail to give some time to our children. So now these children, since they are in our space, it's like we are competing for space. We are not giving them, we are feeling the impact of them filling our space because we've never given them the space that we need to give them. But in reality, we are supposed to provide them the space, open space, for them to communicate to us. So now they are kind of like inconveniencing because they are taking our space. And yet we are the same people who decided to have these children, because by the time you decide to start family, you're supposed to take the full responsibility of the children's upbringing. But given that we are not really open with them, we find that we are not creating time for them. So we are kind of like competing for this space, which is not right.
And in addition to that, I think that's why you find that in some families, for those that can afford, you find a family whereby they can offer maybe a tablet to whichever child that is in the house. They
Screens in different bedrooms.
Screens. Then for you, your role is to maybe pay subscription for DSTV and all those other aspects, and provide them with maybe data. You know, you find that two-year kid telling you, "Mommy, I need data," but you know, you are forgetting that even beyond that, there is much more that we can do, really, in that aspect. I think that is a very important thing that we really, as parents, need to fix.
So I think, Lillian, also to add on to that point of technology use, like technology taking over the role of parents, yeah? I think this COVID experience and the lockdown was a very good time for us to realize how much we are missing our children's space, as Stella said. Like both of us are actually competing for that space, but the interaction as well. But you see now, one thing, I'll give an example. When parents come back, like from wherever they are always looking at their next day, and they don't even care what their children are watching on TV, what they are reading on social media. And I think resultantly children are exposed to very many destructive and dangerous items. So that's why after parents have discovered that their children are accessing, for example, pornography, they're accessing adult literature, they now want their children to go back home, because the children are addicted to the gadgets. The parents are also addicted to their own gadgets and work. And resultantly, because the parents want to push away this responsibility, they want the children to go back to their schools, to their teachers. Yeah.
So, and at least, okay, maybe what the government has tried to bring in is the aspect of ensuring that the school curriculum continues even through the use of social media and television. Of course, we've seen cases whereby homework has been sent using maybe through WhatsApp, emails, and all that. But still, as parents, our role is to ensure that we provide what is necessary to the children, limiting what really the children can be able to watch. TV is okay and maybe those channels, but we need to limit at what stage are they supposed to watch certain things, and maybe also controlling the nature of maybe things they are going to watch, you know, because with this it may also, it actually affects it has actually affected some of the children in our families. So as parents, we really need to take care of these aspects.
You talked about technology and how work was sent, yeah? But I think the other parents who are not able to provide, yeah, it has been a very hard time for them to provide these gadgets. We've talked about those ones who can provide, but there are those ones who cannot provide the gadgets. And the work during this lockdown has been provided using social media platforms, yeah? So data has been very expensive. There are those parents who cannot afford smartphones. Even others do not have television sets in their own houses. And even for radio, some of them do not even have electricity. So because of those factors, the parents now want the children to go back home. I mean, to go back to their schools.
Now, okay, with that, now how can parents really improve their relationship with their children? Miss Stella can give us an idea about what the viewers out there. Please do not forget that you're watching the Sisters Empowerment Show. Do not forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share.
And also, before Stella goes on, our emails and contacts are passing around on the screen. In case you have any comment, any idea you want to share with the Sisters Empowerment Show, we are the sisters here. The three of us are sisters. Please don't forget to contact us on our email address, the Sisters Empowerment Show at gmail.com, and also find us on our Facebook page.
Yes, Miss Stella, you can give us some view of how can parents improve their relationship with their children.
Yeah, from the very beginning, we as parents need to really be friends with our children. How? Let us open up the communication between us, the parents, and the children. Let us bring that environment that can make them feel free to communicate to us in case of anything, to consult us. So we need to create that friendly environment. That is when children will come to us and will always consult us. In case they are going to do anything bad or good, they will always come to us. So as long as we create that friendly environment, our children and us, the parents, we shall have that nice upbringing for the children, and good communication will always be there.
Thank you. Stella, I think you ought to give our viewers an example of, I know you've had some experiences here with some of the children you're staying with. I know our viewers might want us to give them examples when you say be friends with them.
Yeah, an example I can give is when this child does anything wrong, we don't need to punish them or be rude to them. We need to first establish, because as we are adults, these are innocent beings. They really don't know what they are doing, though for some they know. But for these innocent beings that we are trying to bring up rightly, we need to create that environment of, in case you've done something wrong, yeah, let us first talk, let's communicate and see, why have you done this, why not this, why haven't you gone to shower? Maybe the kid will tell you, Mommy, there was no warm water. And probably you can tell the kid, yes, there was no warm water because of this and this and this. But you can put the basin under the sun for it to become warm, and you can shower. So we need to create that environment of, if we can open up communication between us and the children, then there will be a good environment for them to grow up.
Then I think also this has reminded me of something also, that much as we the parents have also busy schedules, we need to also put it in such a way that we do certain things according to the environment. If it's work, let it be work time. So when it comes home, when you come back home, then you have to shift your mindset now to concentrate on what is home. Because then you have to realize that before you went to work in the morning, you left children and people around, and maybe you gave them certain assignments and they need to also have fulfilled certain things. Just generally, right from what I was saying, bathing, simple things, cleanliness and food, it really, you have to then switch your mind to look at what has also transpired while you're at the workplace. Of course, during your workplace, once in a while, you have, depending on the time, you have to call back and find out what is it that is happening. But when you reach home, then you now have to be in that environment. When she says be friends with them, when children come to welcome you back from, don't just push them away, even when it was a tough day.
Or just say, okay, welcome back, mommy, and say, okay.
You know, you have to give the children time. Whatever has happened during the day, for them they don't know, and then you have to adjust and you receive the welcome. Otherwise, if you push them away like today, tomorrow, the following day, they'll still they'll shy away. And if someone has to tell you about what happened during the day, then you're missing out on something that it would be also important for you. So it is important that we also listen to these children, give them attention, ask them, because with that it also instills in them the aspect of being responsible. If one of the child was beating the other throughout the day without even any reason, you will not know, simply because you've not given them that attention at the time. Even if it's, you just create some time, you don't need a lot of time, and also to tell you about some stories, some nice things. How the day was, who was watching TV when they were supposed to do homework, who didn't wash the cups, simple things like that are very, very important.
Actually, the point you've raised just reminds me of my daughter. One day I went back recently, and she told me, the young one, she told me, Mommy, but later when she insisted that, Mommy, I have a secret I want to tell you, I was like, oh, something might be very important and I'm missing it out. So I asked her, okay, what is the secret? She was like, I don't want to tell you. So I kept like preempting her to say something, like asking her, befriending her, okay, what is that secret? And you know what the secret was? She even went as far as saying, someone is ruining my life in this house. Then I got so concerned and worried. I was like, oh, this must be a very serious thing. So she tells me, like, I gave her time, I took her to the bedroom, then I started asking her, okay, Dari, who is ruining your life in this house? And then she told me, it is Desire. Desire is my second born. And then I asked her, how is she ruining? Mommy, when I tell you, I know you're going to tell her. Then I told her, I'm not going to tell her. Then she told me, when Desire wants to watch her program, cooking, there is a cooking program on DSTV, she doesn't want me to watch my cartoons. So why am I bringing this example? It might be funny and not serious, but it shows that we have to listen to our children. Supposing something bad had happened and I had not given her the attention or listened to her, so she would keep quiet, and then before we know it, maybe something bad would have happened.
Of course, with that, we also have, of course, before we go to work, we need to assign. Of course, responsible parents, we need to sit and see what is supposed to be done in our home. Who is supposed to do what? You give them roles. And of course, when we get the feedback, like if someone has maybe done their work very well, it is important that we recognize that and we also appreciate. Thank you for doing this. Thank you. Of course, there are times when you reach home and everything is a mess. So instead of finding out why is this way and not the way you expect it, for you to get a reason, instead for those that are tough will start beating everyone up without even the children getting to realize the importance of putting things right, or even someone who should take lead in certain things. So rewarding is also something. Of course, with rewards, we do not mean that you have to give someone a car, you know.
Have to be
it
physical.
doesn't have to be physical. A thank you is very important. Also, bringing the children
simple
around
things.
there so that others recognize that this person did something very good. Yeah, you appreciate them in front of others so that they really get to know that, yeah, mommy has thanked me for this, for the others to also see from this person.
So next time the other colleagues will try to pick up from what the appreciation this one got, they would also wish to get what the other person got. So as long as we appreciate them, we listen to them.
And I think also for rewarding, you can do it by promising, making promises, yeah? When you make promises, you can, for example, say, if you do this, okay, if you fulfill this, I'm going to do this, and make sure that you fulfill your promise. Otherwise, some parents are fond of promising their children false airs, like, you see, empty promises. They are telling them, okay, if you mop the house very well and keep it very clean, I'm going to take you out for ice cream. Then when she comes back, she doesn't have the money and she cannot even explain. So next time you tell the child that, okay, I want you to clean the house very well and maybe clean the utensils, they will not do it because they know mommy is a lying mother.
Yeah, of course, with rewarding, it also doesn't only stop at while children are at home. So even when the time comes and they are going to school, you know, we give them targets, because never allow your children to go to school without targets. What are they going to do there? You know? What do you expect? Because you as a parent, you're putting in a lot, you're struggling here and there looking for money, at times you have tuition, then you have to fill up the gap. But of course, let the child also be able to understand that there is something that they are supposed to expect. I remember when we were still young, when we would come back from school, our dad would sit us around the dining table, you know. Everyone comes with their reports. So you read your own report and to everyone, you know, so that people, other siblings and brothers and sisters can really see what is it that you put in, what effort did you put in while you're in school. And now you're back at home, you're responsible for the mark you got. So you read, mathematics, I got this, science, this. What is the teacher's remark? I think it's also very important. Then, of course, there are times when we would come back from school and we would find some new stuff for each and every one at Christmas clothes and all that. So, of course, by the time you're given that item, it is based on satisfactory reports. That even your fellow siblings will say, oh, this one really deserves it. And when you come with a bad report, definitely you will not get that gift. And of course, you will not complain to anyone because everyone knows that this one got this because they deserve this and this. So I think in that way, it's also good to reward our children so that they really also be part of the struggle.
Father annoyed you and you really want to show the child that, you see, I'm angry, your dad annoyed me. All the father is punishing the child because their mom went away, like divorced, so they're trying to blame them. So blame them, for example, if you find they have messed out the house, you can even punish them by telling them, okay, can you get the mop and start mopping at this time of the day or night? You tell them, I want you to mop. That is punishing them. You can blame them by, for example, sitting them down and giving examples. You see, this is what happened to this child. Or you even give examples. For example, they've watched movies. You see, when this person moved at night, for example, you're blaming your teenager who is walking around like every other night they want to go out and walk to the shops. So you start giving them examples. You're blaming her by giving her examples. For example, you see the other girl got pregnant because she was moving at night. So with these kinds of examples, I think parents out there, you will stay peacefully and respectfully with your children.
You are watching the Sisters Empowerment Show. Please remember to subscribe, comment, like, and share. Our contacts are running on the screen. please do not hesitate to contact us in case of anything you want to sponsor, you want to be hosted, and anything, and be part of this show.
And I think as we conclude this show, Lillian and Stella, you will agree with me that parenting is not easy. Yeah? We cannot stand here or sit here and start telling you that, you see, even us to be what we are, our parents just went through a smooth journey. Parenting is something that has kind of stages, and then depending on the kind of children that you have. So learn your child. Me, these are my conclusive remarks. Learn your children, learn how to stay with them peacefully so that your life becomes easy and your home becomes a habitable home. And these children should always want to come to their home instead of wanting to stay in their schools where they start actually learning other bad habits, or wanting to stay in other people's home freedom, or their parent is loving, they are showing them love. Let's show love to our children, and let's actually learn to always appreciate them.
Yes, of course, when we talk about parenting, still, it's not that we are staying with the children that we biologically take care or we produced. So there are those children that we take care of right from, if you receive someone, right from depending months, depending on the situation, as long as they are children, as long as they are part of your family. Even if it's a helper, someone who is helping you in the family, still, they are still children. They also deserve the same and equal rights and everything, so they should be respected. You need to listen to them, get their views, engage them. They also have some beautiful ideas. Of course, we shouldn't say that we have to dictate. You eat posho, bread, me no. So you need to get their ideas as well. It doesn't matter whether it's your biological child or as long as you're with the family, because of course whatever happens, it will still be replicated even when they grow up. At this point, we are seeing them as little as they are, but they will grow up as responsible people. So if they had a good stay in their home, then that means even when they grow up, they will be able to come back and you still engage. Otherwise, it will become very difficult to engage at a later date. But also we have to use existing environments and the people around that can help us also in taking care of these children, through maybe your sister, a relative, an auntie. If it's training, a teaching on certain things, especially for teenagers, let us also engage them so that they are part of those trainings and teachings for the children. Stella, something last for parents and children?
My conclusive remarks to the parents: try to monitor your children, open up communication with them, because with you communicating to them, you'll get to know what they like and what they don't like, and through monitoring you'll get to know what their weakness is, how you can strengthen it, how you can help them build their confidence, because at the end of the day we need these children to be responsible citizens in this country and at large.
Thank you, Stella. Thank you, Daisy, for coming up to this show. Please, this show is sponsored by St. Daniela and Lien's Bakery, as well as Save and Have, then Urban Events. So do not forget to subscribe, comment, like, share, and stay tuned. A lot more is still coming on the Sisters Empowerment Show.